here with me. I want to thank you for gifting and giving me the opportunity to unfold more of those layers of who you are. And I really believe no matter what it may be, just decide for yourself, where can you have a clear conscience, where if you're able to be present and to help someone and to know that you can be available to the best of your ability, so you don't have to leave it up to outside resources or a spouse or someone to take care of a child if you know you're not going to be completely available. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. Well, can I tell you something, Steven?
Yes, please.
I I I don't know if we've talked about it, but I when I brought that up, I did not know that you were adopted.
Yeah, I was adopted when I was nine. Nine.
Yeah. I didn't know that. So I brought up that idea completely independent of realizing that I was talking to somebody that was adopted and whose life was changed in that way. So that's thank you for sharing that with me and that's like I think that's a really cool thing. I think I think that this conversation is helping me understand the benefit that that would give to another human, and you being the perfect example of that. I think I'm really glad that we're talking about this right now. There was a there was a film that I produced. It was a documentary, and I only bring this up because you mentioned some of the negative effects of not helping children as they go through the foster care system. If I don't know if you know this, or I'll just say this for the listeners, but 50% of youth that are on the streets today, whether they're 16, 17, 18, I think up to 24 is the stat. They are products of 50%. Half of them are products of the foster care system, and in most cases, they will be placed in a foster home or some other guardianship, quote unquote, and they will turn 18 or in some states 21, and their guardians, in a lot of cases, who don't really care about them as people, they will stop receiving checks from the government. They will give the kid a backpack and say, okay, cool, get out of my house, you're on your own now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I couldn't take care of myself, or it would have been very hard for me to take care of myself when I was 18 if I was given a backpack and really nothing else. And it's so sad because a lot of these kids have so much potential, and there is not enough of a safety net to protect them once that happens. I think that there should be in every state a place where a young person can go, whether it's, if they're running from drugs or alcohol abuse with their family members, or violence or whatever else, or if they're if they age out, like you said, in the foster care system, there should be no questions asked, a place where they can go and receive food and shelter and help to maybe finish their high school diploma or apply for jobs or whatever else. No questions asked, because as you probably know, within the first 2 weeks of living on the streets, a young person will take drugs, even if they've never taken drugs before. And that's not because they are looking to take drugs. It's either to stay awake at night or to find, to find something in common with other youth that might be on the streets. So they're like, okay, cool, I'll try this and I'll be a part of this group for safety. And it's to sort of have that group that you can spend the night with for safety, because they're scared out of their minds and they don't have anybody else. And then in most cases, within the first month, they'll be robbed of all of their possessions. They'll be assaulted physically, and they will perform survival sex. And the trauma that causes a young person is, once you pass 1 month on the streets, it is very, very hard psychologically to rehabilitate you from that trauma and to sort of uh, help you pass, help you become a healthy, productive member of society, which is what we want for all of our citizens, right? If you think about it just from a numbers, dollars and cents standpoint, we should be investing in the safety net for these young people so that we protect them from this trauma, so that they grow up to be healthy, productive, tax-paying members of society, and so that they're not on the streets, so that they're not you know, stealing and going to jail and stuck in that system, which is also, very hard to get out of once you're in it. There are so many reasons that we should have the safety net for these young people. And so that's why I produced this documentary. We released it in 2020. It's called Lost in America. And we traveled to 13 different cities and talk and get to know young people that are going through this very same situation that we're talking about. And then, we were fortunate enough to get Rosario Dawson and Jewel, Grammy-winning artist Jewel. They were both executive producers on the film, and they're in the film. And Jewel talks about, being homeless herself and washing her hair in the bathroom of a Wendy's, and now she's a Grammy-winning artist. Halle Berry in our film talks about her time at a battered women's shelter. John Bon Jovi in our film talks about opening a center for homeless families by where he grew up, in his neighborhood. So it's a really special film. If anybody, it's not a really feel good film. Just warning, but it's really a film that examines the issue of youth homelessness in our country today, and really begs the question: why is our government and our society not doing enough to protect these kids?